and welcome back to the Cassidy Car Cave. My name is Rich, and today we're going to take the 2003 SL500 for a ride. I'm going to kind of give my driving impressions, my review of the car, try to explain why I love this particular car so much. The R230 Mercedes was really cool. When it came out in 2003, a lot of really advanced features, the folding hardtop, a lot of the ABC suspension, which you can love or hate, but when functioning properly, it does a fantastic job. And it's really just a nice cruising car. There's faster cars out there. You know, if you want something super fast, you go buy a Corvette, or gosh, the C8 is amazing. Plenty of fast cars out there, many much faster than this one. But what I like are cars that kind of put together the whole package. It's a balance of speed and cornering and comfort. I don't want to be jarred around. I don't want to be bounced. I want to be, you know, able to drive the car to go get something at Home Depot or to the parts store or something along those lines, not just straight up, you know, acceleration, cornering, track, that kind of stuff, although all that is great as well. But that's where the SL really shines. That's why I love these cars. You can drive this car really every day if you wanted to. If you didn't have a family or a big dog or something, you could drive this car every day. It's very comfortable. It's quiet. When you have the top down but the windows up and the windscreen up, which we'll put up later, it's very quiet inside. You know, you get a good amount of airflow. The air conditioner can keep up even with the top down. Just a lot of good features in this car that make it really an enjoyable car to drive. You know, smiles per dollar, that may be where this car really shines. Not when it was new. They're outrageously expensive new. You know, but this car can be had for a reasonable amount of money. We're going to find out exactly how much, because this one will be on Cars and Bids, no reserve. We'll find out what these cars are worth. But, you know, for a modest investment, you get a convertible, you get a Mercedes. It's just a great car. If you look at things based on, you know, a couple of different criteria as far as these kind of cars go, you know, how enjoyable is it to drive? How comfortable is it? How reliable is it? And then just kind of the it factor, you know, how rare is the car itself? How many of these you're going to see every time you go down the road? And this car checks a lot of those boxes. You can still get parts for these, no problem. They're not as expensive as some of the newer parts. There's a lot of aftermarket parts made for this car that make it much easier to keep on the road. And this one is just a straight 8-cylinder, you know, doesn't have superchargers or turbos or anything along those lines. It's just good sounding car, but not too crazy on the power. Just a lot of smiles per dollar. So enough yammering. Let's take it for a ride, and I'll try to explain why I think this one is really one of the better cars you can get, you know, in the modern classic era. So you can probably hear the exhaust note a little bit, especially inside this warehouse. You know, it's not super loud and aggressive. There's no, you know, 3-inch aftermarket exhaust hanging off the back or anything crazy like that. But it gives you enough of a feedback through the mufflers and the resonators that, you know, it's enjoyable to drive. It feels like you're going fast. I'll give you a quick peek. That's my Airstream over there. We're going to do a video on that one later on, maybe today. I'll do a walkthrough and some work on it. It's a 1972 Airstream, but love that car. Love that camper. We use it quite a bit still. All right, so here we go. Going down the road. While we're in here, I'll hold the camera. Once we get on the road, I'll probably try to mount it somewhere, but this is just a great car for a cruiser. You know, you want to go get a cup of coffee on Saturday morning, or maybe take a date out. It's just a great car for that sort of thing. Very comfortable, very smooth. No crazy, you know, superchargers and all the light going on. It's just a very nice car. Very comfortable. All right, let's pull over a little bit here. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to put my seatbelt on. Safety first. Okay, we've got the GoPro sort of strapped to me so I can drive, and you can see the gauges and hopefully out the front a little bit. So let's just go for a little cruise, and we'll talk about why I like this car. First thing right here, we're gonna go over these railroad tracks. Now, in a lot of little convertibles, this would beat the heck out of you, but in a Mercedes, with this suspension working properly, it's very smooth. It doesn't beat you up. You're not gonna get back injury driving this car. It's just very nice. Give it a little bit of gas, you can hear that exhaust note. It's not a fast car. It's not gonna blow you away compared to some other stats out there for other cars. But it feels fast. You're low to the ground. It's tight. The exhaust note makes you feel like you're going pretty good. It's not slow by any means. I have no idea what the 0 to 60 time is. You'll probably never hear me quote a 0 to 60 or a horsepower rating on any of my videos or cars. I could really care less. You know, there's publications out there for that. If you just want to find the most horsepower or the power to weight ratio that's the best, or the 0 to 60 time that's the fastest, there's plenty of ways to just document that. What I'm interested in, how fun is a car to drive? How nice is it? What's the overall driving experience like for a car? And that's where the SLs are so good, is they're just very good at a lot of things, and they're not terrible at really anything. So that's fast, but it's not super fast. But it sure feels like it when it kicks you like that. Nice exhaust. Let's get on the little Ellington Parkway here in Nashville. I'm gonna put these windows up. I wanna show what this car really does well, because if you're married, I'll tell you a little secret. Wives don't like convertibles. They generally don't like getting their hair messed up. They don't like the sun being on them. But let's spin this around. In this car, once you put the windows up and put that windscreen up, now we're going to go down the road here, you know, 50, 55 miles an hour. Give you a good idea of kind of what it's like once you have the windows and the screen up, because it's very comfortable. It's, I don't know, 80, 82 degrees here today in Nashville. I've got the air conditioner on. It's fine. You know, it's not hot at all. It's very, very comfortable. The air conditioner keeps up with the outdoors. So let's go for a little ride down the road with the window. Maybe you can tell the wind noise here. So we're going 60 miles an hour down the road, and I can still have a conversation, and you can still hear the music. Of course, I can't turn the music on because of YouTube's copyright restrictions, but it's very pleasant. It's not super loud. You're not getting a bunch of wind that you don't want to deal with. I know you'll say it's convertible, who cares about all that, but after the 6th month with it, you do care about all that stuff. You do care what it's like to drive, you know, day in and day out. And how much fun is it to drive, you know, after the first week. So love these cars. I love the SL. This one I think is in great shape. I've had it about a year, 2 or 3 years, yeah, somewhere in that range. I've put maybe 5,000 miles on it. I don't drive it that much, but it's a great car. Very comfortable, a lot of creature features, and just a really nice example of not having to spend a bunch of money to have a lot of fun in a car. These things are just so smooth and so great. You kind of get that, I don't know, analog feel maybe a little bit with the suspension and sorry about that hood close thing. You know, it just gives you a nice solid feel. It's very smooth going around corners. No rattles, no bangs, no clunks. Just such an enjoyable car to drive. You just feel like you could maybe get in this car and put in a book on tape or something. You know, cruise down to Florida and enjoy the time in the sunshine down there. It's just a great car to drive. I really do like it. But I've got enough cars. There's some other things on the horizon for me to get into, so I've kind of promised myself that I won't buy anything else until I sell things at this point. I'm really not even sure, maybe 8 cars kind of over here at the shop, and that's the max I really need to have. So I've taken my pictures, I've got some videos of this car. I'll post this video on my YouTube channel, and then I'm going to reach out to the Cars and Bids folks and let them know that it's ready to go, and we can go ahead and get this one listed too. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope I didn't bore you too much with the SL, and you can obviously tell I love the cars, and they're just so much fun. But thank you so much, and look for this car on Cars and Bids. See ya.